What is up, everybody? We're back here for the NFL Week 7 King Film Sports picks, predictions, and betting locks here as we had a wild Week 6. Let's get into a recap of a week of many upsets here. So started out with the Chiefs beating the Broncos pretty easily, low-scoring, ugly game there on Thursday Night Football. We had our first loss of the week when the Falcons lost the Commanders at home. That was just a weird game. Didn't have a good feel for that one there. Then we hit our free lock of the week once again with the Bengals minus 2.5 at home against the Seahawks. They hold on to win there. Seattle had so many chances in the red zone late, but just could not capitalize there. So the Bengals hold on 5-1 on the free play of the week. So you've got to be tailing us there, even though a lot of people in the comments were telling us that the Seahawks would win that one. Cincinnati holds at home. Then the Niners get upset big in Cleveland there. Moody misses a kick with the game on the line late from 41 yards out. Purdue didn't look great, and then they were also dealing with some injuries, McCaffrey and Debo there. Hopefully they are fine to return this next week or in the near future there, but just a toss-up game, ugly in Cleveland, had some rain and some inclement weather at portions of that game, just a classic NFL upset there. Then the Saints-Texans, another one of these games between an NFC South team, AFC South, don't have a great feel. I don't think that many of these teams are very good. So the Texans went out right there, tough loss for the Saints. And then another massive upset was the Eagles losing outright to New York against the Jets there. They had a 14-3 lead. Looked like they would just put it in cruise control as they always do, just get a couple more scores riding the ground game. But no, Nick Sirianni wanted to light them up through the air, and this Jets secondary is phenomenal, coupled with a great pass rush. Hurts was under pressure all day, and they finally folded up 14-12 late with under 2 minutes to play. Jalen Hurts throws a crucial pick. The Jets punch it in the end zone and end up winning 20-14 there. So a very tough loss for the Eagles, and they have a very challenging stretch of games upcoming here. So that was not ideal for them there on the road. And then the Cowboys-Chargers, just a toss-up game on Monday Night Football, and the Cowboys best LA late. Classic Chargers loss there. On Monday Night Football, Justin Herbert throws a late pick to Stephon Gilmore. Really just got outplayed by Dak Prescott the whole game there. So the Chargers end up losing at home. So on the week, the betting locks ended up being positive 6-5, up 0.4 units there. As a reminder, all betting picks are in our Discord. Discord is linked in the description. We've been very successful this year, up 36 units year to date and looking to go north of 50 units on the year. Over 20 units won in football so far, combined with college football. Also, we've got MLB playoff plays. So remember to check that one out, link in description if you are interested in winning betting picks there. I had the Broncos plus 10.5 on Thursday Night Football. That was a gut punch late as the Broncos actually backdoored it. It was 16-8, and then the Chiefs scored a late field goal. We end up not covering by half a point, which is frustrating. Then the Titans plus 4.5. They really were outplayed by the Ravens, didn't deserve the cover, but then the Titans were driving the ball late and looked like they could punch it in for a touchdown. Only down 11, would be down 4 or potentially 3 with a 2-point conversion there, but they ended up settling for a field goal, so they lose that one in London there. Then, as I mentioned, free play of the week, Bengals minus 2.5 hits once again. Then the Dolphins-Panthers over 47.5. This was just a thoroughbred lock as the Dolphins put up so many points, and the Panthers even got a few scores there as well. Then the Niners-Browns under 40.5 hit. The weather wasn't as bad in portions of the game as I thought it would be, but still good enough to muck it up there with PJ Walker and Brock Purdy not playing well. Then Vikings minus 2.5. Justin Fields gets injured there, and the Vikings win on the road. Raiders minus 2.5 holds on for dear life at the end as they almost choke the cover, and then Max Crosby a clutch safety at the end to get them the 21-17 win in that one. Then Lions-Bucks over 45. I mean, this Bucks offense was horrible. Baker Mayfield, another terrible game. It resembled that Philadelphia Monday night game a couple weeks back, so just not a great pick there, not even close. Then Eagles-Jets under 42.5 hit easily as the Jets defense was causing Hurts problems all day, and the Jets plus 7, they went outright obviously there. Then we also had the Cardinals plus 7 against the Rams. They had a 9-3 lead in that one and then really just choked it away. This Cardinals team just seems to tail off at the end of games here in the second half, so that is something to be wary of. Then the Bills minus 14 on Sunday Night Football. This one looked great on paper because Giants had Tyrod Taylor, but he actually played a decent game there. Thought the Giants should have actually won outright with how they were playing all game, but they get stopped late. But the Bills do not cover there. And then the Chargers plus 2.5 missed the cover by a half point. Very frustrating there. Just a toss-up game at home, and the Cowboys ended up winning there. So overall, up 0.4 units on the week. We were in the green, yes, but would like to have a much better week in the next one, and total up 7.3 units on the year. And the game picks a strong 63-30 there. So now let's get into the NFL Week 7 picks. Interesting Thursday night game. And as I've said, I don't have a great feel for these AFC South, NFC South matchups that we're getting a lot here throughout this NFL season, coupled with the fact that we do not know who will be playing quarterback for the Jags. Tough on a short week here because Lawrence got injured late in that game a little knee sprain against the Colts there in a blowout victory. So it could be CJ Beathard, but the spread indicates that it may be a hobbled Lawrence here on a short week in New Orleans. Still going to take the Jags to win this one, but just do not have a great feel there. The Saints have showed that they're a mediocre team. I mean, that's just a baffling loss in Houston last week, albeit to a frisky Texans team. But the Saints team with Derek Carr just needs to be a lot more consistent. I think that their defense can have a good game against Lawrence, but this Jags offense has been turning up the last few weeks. Great wins in London against the Falcons and the Bills, and then a blowout victory against the Colts there. Just was never even close in that one past the first quarter. So I'll take the Jags here. I think they're the more consistent team, but I am wary of that Lawrence injury there. Then we get to a spectacular game. Lions at the Ravens here. Lions obviously 5-1, tied for the lead in the NFC with the Eagles and Niners losses last week. In this one, I will be taking the Ravens to win. I also think that the Ravens have been playing good football. If there's one thing that I am nervous of, it's them coming back from across the pond last week playing the Titans. They did play a great game. I think we might see a drop-off there. But similarly for the Lions, I mean, they just played a great game in Tampa, now traveling to Baltimore. I think this will be a tough spot for them, and I think that Goff will be challenged more by this Baltimore defense than he has in the past. I think the Lions have played some pretty easy defenses so far, and they'll meet their match here. I think this one will come down to the fourth quarter, and ultimately I trust Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team to get it done late there. So give me the Ravens to win at home. Then we've got the Raiders at the Bears, and this one should be a very ugly game in Soldier Field, similar to last week. Could be Tyson Bagent out of Shepherd College playing for this Bears team against potentially Brian Hoyer or Aiden O'Connell. So just a matchup of backups here, potentially, as Jimmy Garoppolo exited with the back injury last week. Still, I'm going to take the Raiders. Think their overall team is better here, but just would not shock me either way, as it'll be a very low-scoring, ugly game in that one in Chicago. Next, we've got the Browns and the Colts, and in this one, a lot of uncertainty around who will be playing quarterback for the Browns. Will Deshaun Watson finally be healthy? For the Colts, we finally have some closure as Richardson is out for the year. And that wouldn't be as concerning if Minshew was playing better. But this last week, he dropped a stinker against that Jags defense. So now the Colts seem to be in shambles here at home. I will be giving the Cleveland Browns this victory. I expect Watson to be back. Now, P.J. Walker didn't play too bad against the Niners defense, but he had a couple baffling interceptions, which really kept the Niners in that football game. So I think that he needs to avoid those against this Colts defense, and I think that he will. I think that they'll ride this momentum from that big Niners win, and I think they will win this one in Indy there. Next, we get to the Bills and the Patriots, and I'm going to have the Bills bouncing back. These last 2 weeks have not been pretty. That loss in London against the Jags and then that narrow win against the Giants just feels like a loss as well. I think they'll get back to their winning ways here in New England, and this will be very tough for the Patriots going down to 1-6. Bill Belichick, Mac Jones, someone's got to go after this really rough season here. So it is a prime bounce back spot for them at home, but against this machine that is the Buffalo Bills, also in their own right, needing a great performance, I just do not see it for them. So give me Buffalo there on the road. Next, we got another divisional matchup, Commanders at the Giants. And this one, I'm going to take the Giants narrowly here. Don't have a great feel for this one. Think it's going to be a toss-up type football game. I honestly do not think there's a big drop-off between Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. So to me, it doesn't even matter who plays in this game. I think it more so matters how this Commanders team looks. They are very streaky, inconsistent, and they played very well in Atlanta last week. So hopefully for them, Sam Howell can play a lot better and he can win them that football game. But I just saw a lot to like from this Giants defense last week, and I think that their offensive line was good. Barkley getting healthier, give me New York here to win at home. Must-win spot for them at 1-5 there. Then we've got an NFC South matchup, Falcons at the Bucks here. Give me the Falcons, slight upset, but I think that they will be on the bounce back. Ritter threw 3 interceptions against the Commanders, and they had so many chances to win that game late at home there. Do not think that Tampa Bay has a strong home field advantage here, and I just think actually that Ritter will outplay Baker Mayfield. Mayfield has been so inconsistent this season, and I think that that Falcons defense, especially the pass rush, will get in his face there. Don't have a lot of confidence in this pick, but I just think the Falcons are the better team at this point, so give me them to win that in Tampa there. Then we've got the Steelers coming off of a bye, traveling cross-country to LA to face the Rams. In this one, another slight upset pick. Give me the Steelers to win outright in LA. The Rams really struggled with the Cardinals, got it going late. Stafford has really been carrying them this season, and Nakua, Atwell, and Kupp have been great from the receiver positions, but I think that this Steelers defense will present some challenges for them. Definitely think this one's going to be low scoring, and those are the games that the Steelers seem to thrive in. A couple weeks ago, that was just a great comeback win against the Ravens. Hopefully that Pickett to Pickens combo will be as lethal as it was there against the soft Rams defense, so give me the Steelers to win that one narrowly in LA there. Next, we have an NFC West showdown, and we've got the Seahawks and Cardinals. Give me Seattle to win this one big at home there. I just think that they'll be off the bounce back. Tough loss to Cincy last week. Game that they really should have won, and I think that they will be much better in their execution in this one in Seattle here against a lowly Cardinals team, so give me Seattle to win that one there. Then we've got the Packers and the Broncos. Very ugly game here in Denver between two teams that need a win, and I think the Broncos get it here finally. These teams coming off of a lot of rest, so this should be a well-played game, although you never know with these two. So give me Denver here. I just think that Russell Wilson is playing the better football than Jordan Love, although it's pretty close between them two there. I like some of their supporting cast, but also very inconsistent on defense and offensive lines. So just think that the Broncos will narrowly get it done here, but low confidence pick in that one. And then that brings us to our lock of the week. And this one, give us the Chargers +6. This is basically a quasi-Chiefs AFC West clinching scenario, as if they win this one, they go up to 6-1, and the Chargers go down to 2-4. They would essentially have 3.5, 4-game lead in the division, as I don't think that the Raiders will be much of a threat later on. Obviously, Broncos won't. So I think this one is a big spot for the Chargers. Tough loss for them on Monday night against the Cowboys. I think they get right here. I actually think they win outright in Kansas City here. The Chiefs have been playing with fire these last few weeks. They ended up losing the first week against the Lions, but played a few close games since then, and they've won them all. I just do not think that that offense is clicking so far yet, and the Chargers always play the Chiefs close. I think this one is a close game for sure, and I think that the Chargers finally get up to the hump. I think they need to win this one, and they do in Kansas City there, so that's the free play of the week. Chargers +6. Remember, we've been 5-1 there, looking to move to 6-1 on the season in that one. Then we get to a fantastic Sunday night football game between the Dolphins and the Eagles here. And this one could make a logical case for either team, but I'm going to be taking the Eagles to bounce back at home here. And I think that they will get back to the run game that has been so potent for them the last couple of years. And the Dolphins' rush defense just is not that great. They can force some interceptions, so Jalen Hurts has to be much better through the air, cannot play how he played against New York. But also this Dolphins team, sure, the Eagles' secondary can be burnt deep, and I think that Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill will be a lethal combo in the secondary there. But I also think that Tua will be forced to make some mistakes due to that good pass rush, and I do not think that the Dolphins will be able to run as good as they have with Mostert in the past couple of weeks. So give me the Eagles to win narrowly there at home. And then that finally brings up the Monday Night Football game, Niners at the Vikings here. Obviously, Justin Jefferson will be out for the Vikings at 2-4, a game that they need to win. And the Niners looking to bounce back after the tough loss to Cleveland. Will players like McCaffrey, Trent Williams, and Deebo Samuel be available? I think a couple of them will be, and I think it will be good enough for them to win there. I think Purdy will play a lot better, and this Vikings defense is a lot easier to throw against than it was in Cleveland last week. Indoors here, I think they get right. Give me the Niners to win. Also think that the Vikings will put up a few points in their own right as well. It might be a bit of a shootout here on Monday Night Football, but give me the Niners to win it there. So with all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys agree with all the picks, the lock of the week, Chargers +6? As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.